Hey, what's up? I'm here at the clinic, my chiropractic clinic here, doing some chiropractic work. I wanted to introduce you guys. This is Azam and Ali.
Hello.
We're at the clinic, and of course, there's Lucy as well. Just had a question that came up in my men's group, and I really wanted to share the answer with you guys. So, thanks for joining in. This is something that is pretty critical. We want to talk about breakups. See, a guy was going through, there's a gentleman in our in a men's group who's going through a potential breakup. Now, first I want to share, if you haven't met me before, my name's Dr. Nima Rahmany, and I've been a chiropractor for about 17 years, and helping people with primarily stress-related disorders and feeling frustrated as to why we weren't getting to the underlying root cause. Basically, most of the time, people who are coming in with these challenges have stress as their underlying trigger. And so I wanted to come up with a solution for them. I wanted to kind of help get to the underlying root cause. So I created this method called the overview method, which helps you, it's a series of inquiry tools with the breath and scanning the body that helps you shift your perceptions of stress and see that whatever was in the way is actually on the way. And it seems that the most people that have been approaching and coming to me have had breakups as their challenge. Either they're going into a relationship crisis, they have an anxiety when it comes to a relationship, they have had a breakup that they haven't really gotten over, and that kind of keeps them stuck and they're blocked. They're not able to move forward, they're not able to move past. And so this gentleman's question was, he had gone through several breakups and he falls in love, and all of a sudden he finds that they just don't, they're not into him anymore, and then they basically leave. So he's in this situation right now where he's about to lose another relationship. So he asked this question, and my heart went out to him, because we all want a deeply connected relationship. Everybody wants a juicy relationship where they feel seen, heard, understood, and they're able to have that intimacy with the other person. Why? It makes life worthwhile if we have that. If we don't have that, we don't get it right, we have this egocentric tendency to look at the world through our own lens, and instead of being connected with other people, we push other people away, and our egos start to take the best of us. And I know exactly what that was like, and it wasn't until my divorce that had me look at that and really help develop these concepts, and it wasn't until my latest breakdown of my relationship that had me really look at some of my blind spots. And what happened was, on the other side of that was a deeper level of intimacy with myself. And I discovered that, if we don't get that right, then there is a sense of depression, a sense of loneliness, a sense of being disconnected from other people that just does not feel good. We are at our best when we feel seen and heard, and we are known by we first of all know ourselves, and that we know another. And so some of the obstacles that are in the way of us getting there is the past stories that we tell ourselves, the wounds from our childhood, the ones that we are holding on to. We transfer them over onto all of the relationships that are around us, and they come up and they trigger us, and then all of a sudden we just can't handle it, and we project it onto them, and we basically get knocked back into our wounds. And the other person is actually doing the exact same thing as well. So it's a duality going on with two people. And when you are finding, one of the things that absolutely changed the game for me was the realization and the revelation that every relationship around me is basically mirroring back exactly how I'm feeling about myself. Exactly, if I'm feeling abandoned, guess what? Chances are I'm abandoning me. If I'm feeling rejected, chances are I'm rejecting me. So if we don't get this right and we don't really do the necessary inner work to resolve all of those conflicts from our past, we run into them again and again and again and again as gifts for us to go back and reparent and heal those wounds and to love ourselves deeper. And if we don't do that, then every relationship that we find, we're trying to find another person to help resolve that so it doesn't come up. And it just doesn't work that way. And it's until we start looking deeper at ourselves and healing those old wounds. Hey, Dida, what's up? Until we start looking at ourselves and healing those old wounds, are we then able to finally have this deep, juicy love affair with ourselves. And when we're able to do that, then others will reflect that back to us. And our ability to transform a relationship or attract a relationship comes by doing the work on the inside. But the biggest obstacle is always blaming the other person. They didn't listen to me. They're crazy. This is usually what will happen, and that's ego kind of defending and blaming. And so what's critical is for us to really get down and do the inner work ourselves, to delve deep, to find a mentor, to find a guide who's actually been there, and to help you unpack your victim story. The ones that are too painful to go back into, they need to be looked at so that they can be recontextualized, not only in the mind, but also in the body. And there's quite a bit of work that's involved. And once you do, amazing things start to happen. You start to see a difference. You start to see a change in the way that you're treated. And you're able to actually attract the right person, whether they are the current partner that you're with changes, or you attract somebody that actually is a deep reflection of how you've been being with yourself. And your state of being is all an internal game, and it's work that we are called on to do from the inside, and it's critical. And if you want to have amazing relationships. So why do I talk about relationships? Is because, number one, I have had a big challenge after my divorce, and my mess was always in the way that I was relating to other people, whether it was in my personal relationships or in business. And so it had me really look deeply. It had me look at where I was being inauthentic, where I wasn't being 100% congruent with who I was, because I wasn't in a good place with myself. And after doing the important work, I was able to now find that I could help other people who are going through the exact same thing. So if this resonates with you, let me know. If you can see yourself in repeating certain patterns, it's important that you find the right person to be able to uncover, that you can trust, to unpack, to heal those past wounds so that they don't become your future. And let me know if you have any questions. Please tag somebody who you know needs to hear this, because the impact of a bad breakup has devastating effects not only on a family, but on your family and your finances, but also on your health. I've seen in the clinic some people with some major health challenges because they went through breakups that they didn't really know how to navigate through. So I love helping people through that kind of problem. If you have a question, pop me in the chat box, let me know, and I'd love to answer it for you. Until then, see you at the next perfect time.